Welcome back to the second edition of Breath of Fresh Air for the week. I am your host, Charles Taylor, and say what's up, Patrick.
How's everybody doing tonight? It's gonna be a very interesting episode. Charles doesn't feel good, and I'm tired as hell right now. So
Yeah,
be ready.
yeah. We don't know. We don't know what we're gonna say. We'll roll with it. We'll see
We
how
don't
it
ever
goes.
know what we're gonna say. We just say it.
Yeah.
It might be a little worse tonight because I'm telling you, I'm exhausted, dude.
You can't be making me laugh, Patrick.
Well, you might as well get ready. Strap in.
uh, all right.
Did you take you some NyQuil? Get you some NyQuil. Go get you some Grey Goose. Get you some NyQuil and strap in. Be ready because we about to do this thing.
All right. So as Patrick has just mentioned, I'm playing hurt right now. And so we're gonna get through it. We'll be all right. So let's get right to it then, Patrick. Let's go ahead and have some fun like we normally do. And
I,
let's start, huh?
I said absolutely.
Yes, sir. And let's start off just by previewing college and the NFL. We'll start with college. What games are you looking forward to this weekend?
Well, I've been saying it. I've been saying it for about 2 months now, man. I gotta pull them out. Ohio State versus Illinois, man. I have to tell you, man. Look, all right. As much as this pains me to say, but I'm going with Ohio State. All I'm gonna say is this right here. If Ohio State catches an L to Illinois, I'm gonna be smiling all next week. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I look. I think this Illinois team can beat them, and the only reason why I think they could beat them is because next week Ohio State has Michigan State, and they could look past this. This could be a dangerous team for Ohio State. Ohio State's not even playing. They're not even that good of a team, and I think that Illinois could beat this team. I don't think they will, but I think they could. So, man, if they do though,
Is this an
man,
upset alert?
I'm putting Ohio State on upset alert, man. I'm putting them on there. I'm putting them on there, and no, what? That's gonna be what? They're gonna look past. They're looking past them, dude. They're looking past them.
Uh, yeah, well, we'll see. The game is in Champaign,
Mm-hmm.
so it could be definitely one of those trap games because yes, not only do they have Michigan State coming up, and then they'll be at Michigan after that. So definitely a lot of stuff to look forward to. And yeah, if Ohio State isn't careful, maybe they could trip up. Maybe I don't know, man. I just Illinois.
Dude, I know, I know, but still, I'm doing. I'm upset alert. There's my upset alert.
All right. Well, there's a few other games, man. I'm gonna I'm gonna go to this Oklahoma and Baylor game, and honestly, you know what? Look, all right. If you want to call me salty, if you want to call me hating, you go ahead and do this. You already know, and the rest of the people already know. I can't stand Oklahoma. And I think Baylor is going to blow these dudes out. I do, man. I think Baylor is going to put it on them. I just don't think Oklahoma is that good at all. I don't understand the hype behind them. I don't.
They're up and down, man. You never know what kind of Oklahoma team. I mean, look, nothing against your Longhorns, man. Statistically, they were supposed to be a really good team, man, this year. What happened? I don't know what panned out. Nothing panned out for them. But you're looking at this Texas team, and you look at their losses, which should be wins, and you look at their wins that probably could have should have been losses, and they come into the Red River rivalry, and they beat Oklahoma. So I mean, it's like when does Texas decide that they want to play? You know what I mean? I don't agree with you, man. I think this is going to be a blowout, dude. I think Baylor is going to hang. I'm serious. I think Baylor's going to might hang 40, 45, maybe
I
52.
told
I'm going to say 52. I'm going to say
I,
52.
I told my dad earlier tonight that I hope they hang 70 on them. I'm trying. I do, man. I think Baylor is gonna put it on Oklahoma. I don't see this game being close. I don't.
I don't think it's going to be close. I mean, I don't think they're going to hang 70 on them, but dude, I'd laugh if they did. But I say 52, man. I'm gonna change it. You probably won't call me crazy. Everybody else probably call me crazy. Dude, if I just put a score on it, 52-17. I don't think I'm right there with you, man. I don't think Oklahoma is as sound of a football team as everybody says they are. So, but one of the games I was looking at is Memphis and Houston, man. This is going to be a pretty interesting game. I haven't
Definitely one of
decided who.
those underrated games we talk about, and it's that, what you call it, they're not the Power Five conference or whatnot, but you have Houston's undefeated and Memphis coming off of a loss to Navy, but both those teams pretty good.
Both of them are really good. I think it's gonna be a good game. I mean, I'm not. I have no clue who's gonna win. It's just gonna be one of those games that if you watch it, you're gonna be highly impressed. I think it's gonna be a good game. I mean, I'm not. I don't know about any scores. 30, 35.
45, 38.
I mean, it's gonna be a good game. It's not gonna be. Defenses will. Excuse me. Defenses will do their part. Offenses are gonna do their part. Defense probably won't do their part as much as the offense will, but 35-27, it's gonna be a good game, man. I think people should check that game out.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think that will be a pretty good game myself. One more game. So you have Alabama, Mississippi State. Do you give Mississippi State a chance to pull an upset? I mean, they're ranked 17th. I know Alabama's ranked second. So definitely it could be looked at as an upset, but would you be surprised, I guess is the question I would ask, if Mississippi State was able to pull this out?
Yes, absolutely. Dude, it's Mississippi State, dude. Come on. I mean,
I like them better than Ole Miss.
I like them better than Ole Miss, too, but we talked about this yesterday, man. Nick Saban he's fixing his issues. Ole Miss came in and they showed the weakness. They took the win, and now Ole Miss can't even beat Memphis. You know what I'm saying? So Mississippi State's right there with them. No. I will be surprised. I will probably shit my pants if Mississippi State wins that game. Literally shit my pants. I'll be like, man, I have got to go to the bathroom. I got to clean my ass because there's no way this even happened.
Yeah, I mean, I give Mississippi State a shot. That I'll give them about we'll go 25%. I give them about 20 to 25% to win this game. Alabama is the better team on paper. With it being in Starkville, I guess that's probably where I give Mississippi State most of the chance. But yeah, Alabama should win that game. I'd give it about a 24-10. 24-10.
You give it a what?
Yeah.
27-3, Alabama.
27-3. Yeah. I seen the zero. Yeah, that's what you say. You give them zero
chance. Zero chance. They're not winning.
Well, all right. Well, with that, let's move on to the NFL. Now, I know there's some games that you were definitely looking at. Let's go ahead and talk about some of those.
Let's see here. Which one? What was the ones I said?
Well, it's something about Carolina and Tennessee being a potential trap game, but I don't think so.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's gonna be a trap game. I think it's gonna be an interesting game to watch, and this is the reason why. Atlanta did. Most teams do this when they're 8-0. Most teams they tend to drop that game to a team that they shouldn't have dropped it to. Atlanta did it. What was it? 2 years ago, they were 8-0. They were doing good, and then I think they lost to somebody. I don't even know who it was. Jacksonville, maybe. I don't know. But they lost. They lost, and ended up losing a game that they probably shouldn't have lost. I don't think Carolina's going to do that. I think their defense is pretty sound. But with that said, I think it's going to be an interesting game to watch. I still think Carolina's going to win. I think they're going to win pretty convincingly. But it's going to be an interesting game to watch because it is being played in Tennessee. Carolina, I don't think, like I said, I don't think they're going to lose. But I want to watch this game. And what was the other one? Jacksonville and Baltimore. That's one it was. Jacksonville is slowly making the moves they need to make. This team, I don't see them making no playoff run by no means. Probably not even next year. Look at you, Ray, shaking your head no.
Yes.
But they're starting to head in the right direction. Are they going to get there?
I'll give you.
No, but they're making moves in the right direction. And then my third game, Minnesota versus Oakland. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think Teddy Bridgewater is supposed to be able to play in that game. You're talking about he had passed, or he was going through the concussion protocols and stuff. So I think
I think he's playing. He practiced today.
Yeah, so
practice. So he should be really good to go, man. I wouldn't imagine that he would be practicing full. I mean, he practiced with the first team.
Yeah, so I think he'll be all right. But if he is able to play, yeah, that game, I think it might have the potential to be one of the games of the week. Oakland is improved. Minnesota, like you said yesterday, 6-2, tied in first place with the Packers, and not a lot of us saw that coming. Well, we felt like Minnesota would be competitive. We felt like Minnesota would put a good team together, especially when you knew Adrian Peterson was coming back. But now they got a good defense. I think second statistically behind Denver in defense, and you got Teddy Bridgewater. He's been playing just good ball, just good solid ball, taking care of the ball, not making any mistakes, and just taking care of it to the point where, hey, he could make some plays also to maybe win the games. So
giving his team a chance to win every game. So, Minnesota's 6-2, right?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know who they lost to, but I think they were even in those games.
Yeah, they lost in San Francisco. Go figure. And in Denver. Oh, somebody is salty. Sounds like
salty.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Atlanta got beat by San Fran too.
Yeah. So. And then I gotta give a shout out to Michael. He sent me a damn bandwagon.
Hedrick
Panthers. Yeah, Michael Hedrick. He sent me a bandwagon thing to join the Carolina Panthers. I told him, I was like, last time I got on a bandwagon, I got splinters in my balls, and I thank the Chicago Cubs for that. Hurt. I was picking splinters out of my balls for 2 weeks after that. So no, I'll stick with my 6-3 Falcons.
Yeah, good choice. You got yeah. If that's how you're describing the analogy of jumping on bandwagons, you might want to stick with the Falcons after that.
With the Falcons.
All right. Well, you got well, real quick. The Patriots and Giants are interesting because it just seems like the Giants, no matter when they play the Patriots tough. So here we go again.
You know how I feel about Tom Brady and Eli Manning and Peyton Manning. Dude, it's like this. Peyton Manning cannot beat Tom Brady. Tom Brady cannot be Eli Manning, and Eli Manning cannot be Peyton Manning. It's a vicious cycle for them three.
So then there won't be any surprises if New England catches their first loss.
Nope.
It won't, because that is pretty much how it goes.
Yep. Consider it, man. Eli will probably pull something completely out of his ass and win a game. I mean, dude, I don't know how he does it against Tom Brady. It surprises the crap out of me. But every time he plays him, he shits a golden brick against that team. I don't know how he does it. I mean, it's just like, oh, I'm gonna touchdown. I was like, dude. I mean, dude, he threw the one to a place called Burris. Wasn't that against New England where he caught it with his helmet?
Yeah, it was David Tyree.
I was like, my God, how does he do it? And Eli makes it look like he does it on purpose. You know, it's a complete accident. He's what I call an accidental quarterback.
An accidental quarterback.
He just accidentally wins games. I don't know how he does it.
Just stumbles upon it, huh? Oh goodness.
He's like, oh shit, a win. Off my face. Oh shit, another win. Oh, and I got Tom Brady next week. That's 3 in a row, baby. That's what I call an accidental winning streak. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, that probably explains the Giants team, man, because some of these were out, whatever. The Giants,
They'll go 4-12 and end up winning their division somehow.
Yep, and then
the defense kicks in, and then they'll go to win the Super Bowl. I'm like, how is the hell is a 4-12 team winning the Super Bowl?
And they'll host that 13-3 team in the wild card.
How do you do it? 13-3 in the wild card. They'd be like, hey, we're 4-12. Y'all bring your asses over here. We'll go wax that ass real quick. Like, see you later. Y'all go home. And then they're like, oh, well, we got the number 1 ranked team in the whole world. Bring them home. They're 14-2. We're 2-14. Bring them home. Yeah. Wax their ass. Send them home. We're in the Super Bowl. Touchdown. 2-14. And they only allow 7 points the entire freaking playoff run. Unbelievable.
That sounded like a rant. So you
a little bit of one. Now you see why I call him an accidental quarterback.
Yes. Yes, I do. Well, Patrick, we're gonna wrap up the NFL preview, and we're gonna dive in to some comments ESPN analyst Jeff Van Gundy made while being a commentator for the Clippers Mavericks game from Wednesday night. So, and I'm paraphrasing here. Basically, he was talking about the fans booing DeAndre Jordan. Of course, DeAndre Jordan agreed verbally to play for the Mavericks, and all of a sudden he changed his mind. He didn't call Mark Cuban back, didn't give any indication of what was going on to anybody in the Mavericks organization, and then he was just kind of boxed up in the house. It was crazy, whatever. Anyway, he signed up with the Clippers, or re-signed with the Clippers, came back to Dallas, and they booed him. Jeff Van Gundy said he doesn't really have a problem with why they're booing him, because they felt like they were, well, pretty much hosed. But he said pretty much these are the same fans who are going to cheer Greg Hardy on Sunday. Ugh. Yeah. Ugh.
Dilemma.
Yes. So my thought on that was, I think he's right to a degree. I think if you have a player, and we're not just talking about the Dallas Cowboys, if you have a player on the team and you're a fan of the team, I think you would cheer if they made a play because it's for your team. Yeah. I don't know if you're cheering for that person, the human being, especially if you've heard about what the human being is going through. In this case with Greg Hardy, he's been convicted of domestic violence, and he continues to make stupid tweets and whatever else. Greg Hardy, he doesn't get it, basically. But if you're a Cowboys fan,
that was the nicest way you put it.
he doesn't. He does not.
He's a complete and total moron. Is what he is, and you were like, he just doesn't get it.
He just doesn't get it. I mean, because at some point you have to learn to just shut up. All right, just shut up. There's no reason for you to continue to come out here after all the stuff you've gone through, and you have the nerve to get on here. Delete the account. Shut it down. Get off of Twitter. Because anything you're saying right now is making no sense, and you're making yourself look worse. And as a matter of fact, Patrick, before we get back on the whole fans thing, who is the Dallas Cowboys public relations representative? I think he might need to get fired. It's time to do some evaluations.
Yeah, well, clean house. You know how I feel about cleaning house anyway.
All the way down to the cooler. Get it?
All the way down to the cooler. Trade for draft picks for a new cooler. Well, why did they pick it? Why did they pick up that new Gatorade cooler? Yeah, well, because the rest of y'all suck. That's why. Get this new cooler. It's even got the nozzle for the quick release pour. See, that's a first round draft pick. Pick up a Gatorade bottle over some of these morons that come out of here.
I mean, Patrick, I'm just saying though, you have the PR representative. He need to talk to him. I don't know what the head coach Jason Garrett is saying. I don't know what the owner Jerry Jones is saying to him. It just seems like Greg Hardy is out of control. To me, back to the fans real quick though. If Greg Hardy makes a play, if he gets an interception, if he gets a sack or a forced fumble, yes, fans will cheer that part. But I think they're cheering just because it happened for their team. I think that's kind of, I won't say over the top, but I think it's a little extreme, I guess, to say they're cheering for Greg Hardy, the human being, because I don't know if that's the case.
Well, I at that point, man, I don't really cheer unless unless I have a specific player on my fantasy team. I really don't cheer for players. I cheer for teams. Period. I mean, I guess I say that, but then Atlanta, I'm full-fledged team cheering for that. I don't give a shit who you have out there. Just score the points, get the win, so I can be happy when I go to work Monday morning. You know what I'm saying? But there's at that point, man, I don't think there's really much more cheering for the player and the individual player themselves as much as it's just for their team. Like I said, I think fantasy football has really put that, or fantasy basketball, or any fantasy whatsoever, has really geared that you really truly cheer for your team, and if you have this player on your team as a fantasy pick, you cheer for that player. And I think fantasy football has really pushed that as something that is more of a standard nowadays. Because I mean, you got fantasy everything: fantasy football, baseball, basketball, golf, tennis. I mean, there's fantasy games for everything. Boxing.
Yeah, there's gonna be like some fantasy badminton here in a minute. I'm pretty sure they have
cricket
that already.
Cricket. That'd be interesting, actually, honestly. But I really think fantasy sports has really pushed that to where you don't really cheer for individual players anymore. You cheer for your team. And if you pick that player up, of course, then you're going to cheer for that player because, the more catches he makes, the more yards he makes, if he scores a touchdown, the more points you get. So I agree with you. I think that's what it's boiled down to. If he makes a play, I don't think it's because they're cheering for him. I think they're just happy that their team is moving the ball.
Mm-hmm. And I think I think that's the end ball game with a lot of fans. Honestly, a lot of these fans, they don't care. They don't care what the person is doing outside of the football field. They really don't. Their thing is, as long as he's performing on the football field or on the basketball court or on the hockey rink, whatever.
Mm,
Not
give him
really worried
money.
about it.
Give him his money, then I don't care. Unless it's something really bad like domestic violence, and then you got public outcry that really gets on my nerves about that crap. But other than that, man, I mean, people don't really care. I mean, me personally, I don't care. It doesn't bother me none. I mean, even domestic violence. I mean, I agree that it's wrong, but at the same time, man, he's not beating me, so it really doesn't affect me much. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I hate to be cold about it, but that's the way I feel. I mean, as long as he's not beating me, my wife, or my kids, I don't give two craps what he's doing. He can go beat on whoever he wants to. But like I teach my kids, there's cause and effect. Um, Whatever you do causes the effect of what's going to happen to you. So, be prepared for the consequences of whatever you do. Don't be an idiot, and you won't be treated like an idiot. That's the way I look at it. So, like they really don't bother me. If he wants to go and beat on 15 hookers, go beat on 15 hookers. I don't care. But if I got you on my team, you better perform next week, or I'm not going to pick you next week. Whatever. Just don't come and beat on my door and beat my kids and my wife and me, and I'm good.
I, I mean, he ain't going just beating hookers. I mean, okay, look, here's the thing, Patrick. And I mean, I do understand what you're saying, but dude, can we get a better hobby?
Exactly. Don't go beat hookers and we're good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can we get a better hobby than beating women? I mean, that's
Well, I mean,
it's ridiculous, dude. That's ridiculous. And then when you get found guilty of it. Now, look, but before we move on to our last topic, I just want to say this real quick. It's one thing if you have something brought up against you for domestic violence. All these cases are different. You have cases where, yeah, the man beat the woman. You have other cases where the woman lied completely about it. Nothing happened to her. And she made up some story. Well, in this case, Patrick, Greg Hardy was found guilty. He's found guilty of all this. And the woman, for whatever reason, just stop cooperating for whatever reason. So now the case gets expunged, and Greg Hardy gets signed for I don't know the exact number. It's over $10 million for 1 year to play with the Cowboys. And he comes out here and he's making all these stupid comments. It just he doesn't get it. He's a complete moron. Like you said, I mean, that's the thing.
fine.
Find a better hobby. Go play putt golf. Go look.
Go play Madden. Do
Yeah,
something. Just shut
something.
your mouth and just shut your mouth and stop doing stupid. There should be. I mean, you should have to pass a test to even get on social media. Honestly, I think you should have to pass the common sense test to get on social media. But then again,
Patrick.
if we did it, there'd only be like 2 or 3 people in the world that's on freaking social media. And how fun is that when you're friends with everybody in the social media because there's only 3 people on it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, there's gonna be a lot of people failing off of social media. So with that said, Patrick, we'll definitely get back to that whole Greg Hardy situation. But um, let's talk about the ending of the careers of Kobe Bryant and Tim Duncan. So what we're doing here, we're just comparing the two. Both of these guys, well, Kobe's in his 20th year. This is Tim Duncan's
19th, I think.
19th year.
I think it's 19th.
Yeah, because he came in a year after
Yep.
Kobe Bryant did. Of course, Kobe came out of high school, but um, they're going out different ways. It looks like, man. Look now, hey, both of them have 5 championship rings, and they're going to be first ballot Hall of Famers when it's their time. So that's not the debate here. But they're going out differently. You look at Tim Duncan, and this man is taking the lesser role, playing lesser minutes, but he's sacrificing for the greater good of the team. And you have the Spurs who are competing for a title every year still, and they'll probably be right there this year.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you have Kobe Bryant, he just thinks he's still the Black Mamba. He thinks he can still shoot 38 shots a game, and he's still only hitting 2 if he's playing. And he's hurt all the time now. He's resting. Like, I don't think he's played in the last 2 or 3 games. So he's making 25 million this year. It doesn't look good the way Kobe is going out. He looks like your typical guy who just refuses to believe he's not that great anymore.
Yeah, well, is he a great player? Yes. Is he going to go to the Hall of Fame? Probably. I mean, he's good. Will he get on the first vote ballot? That's neither here nor there. I mean, I don't know. He probably get in on the second, but he probably I don't know. I mean, it's still up for debate. A lot of people will say, yeah, absolutely, he's the greatest player of all time. No, not really. Not when he's missed more shots. He's the highest ranked shot miss amongst all NBA players ever.
The Patrick, he's not the greatest player of all time. No, I don't think so at all. A reason why I say he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer is because of the fact that he does have 5 championship rings. He has made the All-Star game, I don't know,
13 times.
13 times. The positives he has done they outweigh the fact that he's missed more shots than anybody in history. Because I know he has. I know that is
what puts him in the Hall of Fame.
Huh?
Maybe that's what puts him in the Hall of Fame. Maybe he gets in the NBA Come On Man Hall of Fame.
Well, yeah, maybe that too.
Come on, man.
But I think he's first ballot, man.
Shots, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah, I think him and Tim Duncan are first ballot Hall of Famers, man. Just for the simple fact they have all those individual accolades with it, and they have 5 championship rings each. And that, with the rings, of course, that seems to be that thing that puts everybody over the top if they're going to be first ballot or whatever it is.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, when you win 5 rings, I mean, if you win 5 rings, it's pretty. It's not common to win 5 rings. Hell, it's barely common to win 1 ring. And this guy's got 5 of them. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I don't know if he's going to make it on the first trip. I mean, because I don't know how does the Hall of Fame, the NBA Hall of Fame, do it the same way baseball does? There's only a limited number of people that can get in per year.
Yeah, hey, that's a good question because I really don't know, because I've seen years where basketball has had 7, 8 people go in, and another year where they might have had 2, 3. I don't know. I mean, I guess it just depends. I'd have to look at that one myself.
Well, maybe we should do that first before, because I mean, there's plenty of times where I've seen baseball players that I felt were first ballot Hall of Famers, and because they're only allowed to have 6 go in per year, that 7th one gets voted out because this other guy went up 4 times before him. So I mean, that would be kind of what I would look at, because if you're only limited to say, let's say just hypothetically, 6 ballots, Hall of Famers, and you're sitting here looking, and well, should Tim Duncan be one or Kobe Bryant be one? Then you have to say, well, Tim Duncan is that team player. Tim Duncan, he consistently for his 19 years put San Antonio in a chance to win championships every year. Sorry, Black Mamba, you didn't. You're a ball hog. You shot the ball more often than you did anything. So that'd be kind of one of those things that I would look at, because I think that Tim Duncan would probably be more of a suited Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer, than Kobe Bryant would be. But you have to look at things like that. I mean, if there's no limit, then by all means, I mean, they'll probably both make it. So
the funny thing you say about that is scoring is the glamour stat. We all know the Black Mamba can score.
Yeah.
He can score. We do know that. But yeah, man, I think that whole scoring thing, I agree with you. It gets way too much publicity. I mean, are you making your teammates better? Are you making your team better? Kobe Bryant, probably, in my opinion, more often than not, he's not making his team better. He's
No.
not. He's just shooting. He's scoring. And some people will say, oh, well, some of those teams weren't that good. Well, I mean, he had plenty of teams where he did have Paul Gasol on the team. He had Andrew Bynum on the team when Andrew Bynum wasn't doing Andrew Bynum stuff. We will bring that up on another episode soon.
Yeah, I want to.
I
Shaquille
promise.
O'Neal. You got Shaquille O'Neal in there. You know.
Right. I mean, you had plenty of teams where you had other players on there, whether it was Meta World Peace, the artist formerly known as Ron Artest. Uh, he got. I mean,
I didn't mean to elbow him. You looked him straight in your eye and you elbowed him. Yeah, I did do that, didn't I? Consistent. I love Meta World Peace, man.
Oh boy, Derek Fisher, Robert Ory, those dudes who have won titles. But like I said, in my opinion, more often than not, Kobe wasn't really making the team better. Now, if he had a game where he had 10 assists, 8 rebounds to go with some of the scoring feats he had, then like, okay,
90
we
points
do
on
what you can.
300 shots.
Right. But when you're shooting 50 shots and the rest of the team is shooting 40, you're not making your team better.
No.
Well,
I agree.
So I mean, I just thought that was pretty interesting to bring that up. How these two dudes, how they're going out. Like one is just so much more graceful than the other one.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tim Duncan deserved it because he worked hard for that. Like I said, I'm not taking anything away from Kobe Bryant, and he's a great player. But I mean, like I said, I need to know the rules on how they do the Hall of Fame, and I mean, if they say unlimited, he'll probably make it first ballot. I mean, he did win 5 rings, so.
I mean, I just think, I mean, at some point, you have to tell yourself, hey, look, dude, I can't do it. I can't do it like I used to. Maybe I can in stretches, but I can't go out here and just Black Mamba people, just hit shots from the parking lot. It's not happening because now you can't even jump. Every time you jump now, you're pulling a muscle. You have to sit down.
Leave that stuff to Russell Westbrook. It's the only dude, Mr. 50-50, man. Leave it to Mr. 50-50. Let him.
You know what? I saw a play before we leave, Patrick. I saw a play where he shot the ball for the 3-point line, and this was recent. He shot the ball for the 3-point line, and somehow he got his offensive rebound and scored.
Dude,
I was cracking.
tell me why. I saw one earlier this season. He was playing against Utah. I think he was playing against Utah. Tell me why this dude dribbles down, hits the ball, shoots with 20 seconds left on the shot clock, right? Somehow he shoots from way beyond the 3-point line. I mean, they're like literally was what is 3-point line? It's a 20-foot shot.
24 feet.
24 feet. Okay, he shot like 30, right? Gets his own rebound, passes to Durant. Durant misses the shot, gets Durant's rebound, and puts it back up for the shot. I was like, so you're everywhere, dude. you're everywhere. And what does he do? Russell literally draws. It was the first quarter. Fourth quarter is do or die, man. It was like 6-12.
Oh my goodness.
And that was earlier this season. I was like, man, he is hardcore, but man, he's 50-50. He's the only man on the court that can shoot a shot, get his own rebound, get his own assist, and score points all in one play. He's the only one that can do it. Like I told you before, man, there's not another person that needs to be on that court. Starting point guard, Russell Westbrook. Starting shooting guard, Russell Westbrook. Starting point power forward, Russell Westbrook. And then he needs to go around in a circle and clap all the hands right back through there. You know what I'm saying?
He's slapping his own hand. Then tapping it up.
Starting center, Kevin Durant. Starting power forward, Russell Westbrook. He's up. And then Russell Westbrook over arguing with himself who's going to do jump ball, and Kevin's like, dude, the tallest one. Sit down. It's Russell, man. I'm telling you. Balls to the wall, Russell Westbrook.
Patrick.
50-50.
Patrick, we're wrapping it up. Sorry.
All right, man. Wrap it up.
We got to wrap it up. Because I'm a choke. I'm crying. So, on that note, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Breath of Fresh Air as much as Patrick and I did. And those new editions are coming up soon that we promised. So please watch us, check it out, like us, comment, let us know what you think, where we can improve, or where you think we're good, whatever the case is. We will respond and we'll do what we can to get better if we feel we need to get better. But
we're already better. I mean, literally, who's our competition? ESPN?
So, yes, I guess we will be back next week. Until then, well, before I go, did you have anything else you want to add, Patrick?
That's it. I'm good.
All right. Well,
That's it. I'm good. See y'all next week.
All right. So, for Patrick, just like you said, we'll see you next week. Until then, enjoy the football action, all the NBA action, all the NHL action, and the college. Enjoy all the action for this weekend. And if there's anything y'all would like us to talk about in particular, let us know, and we will see if we can. Well, as a matter of fact, we will fit it in the show. All right.
We'll get it. You tell them whatever y'all want us to talk about, it'll be a topic.
All right. Yep.
Period. It's a topic. Considered done.
Yes, we will respond. We will definitely talk about it. Well, all right. Until then, everybody have a good and safe weekend, and we will talk to y'all next week. Take care.